There's a cluster of careers built around protecting our rights, you and me. Law, public safety, corrections, security. Today we're exploring careers in the legal field. We're at a law firm in Nebraska that can help you with pretty much any problem you can imagine. It's called Rembolt Ludtke, and yes, they've got mints. I'm here with Mark Folson. He's an attorney partner at Rembolt Ludtke. And Mark, tell us about that company.
Sure. Our firm was founded in 1970. Today it's about 25 lawyers. And our firm practices virtually every area of the law with one, maybe two exceptions. One, we don't practice criminal law. And two, at the present time, we don't have a patent lawyer, which is a special area of the law that requires special training and certification.
So within that, there's a huge, broad spectrum there. So tell us what's going on all across Nebraska, the ways you're helping people.
Sure. Give you an example. For example, if I am a farmer in, say, or rancher, say, in central Nebraska, I may have a diversified ag operation. We want to be your law firm, and our firm would provide all of the services for you. So at the outset, that may be the farmer looking at his or her real estate documents, making sure that's in order. To the extent they are perhaps desiring to engage or enter into a contract to raise poultry for poultry operation, which is growing in Nebraska, we would review those contracts. To the extent they want to export their products, we would draft those contracts not only for the production, making sure it's USDA compliant, but also with respect to the shipping and exporting of those products. To the extent they're looking at succession planning, let's say they have a children or grandchildren they want to pass the farm or ranch on to, we'll do the estate planning, the tax work on that. To the extent they have employees, we make sure that their policies and benefits are in order. To the extent they have issues with employees, we'll walk them and walk through that with them and help them in that. So again, the entire spectrum of activities that happen in any small business, farm, ranch, whatever, we're here to help in those areas.
Wow, that's like almost an overwhelming list of things. It's incredible that you could do all that. We've all seen legal dramas, movies about lawyers. Break down a couple stereotypes for us. First, you're not in the courtroom all the time, correct?
Not anymore. Really, the only areas of the law that they appear in court frequently are really criminal law, which again, as I mentioned, we don't do. There are some days I could actually do my job in my pajamas if I wanted to. Not that anyone wants to see me in my pajamas, but I could. Most of our filings, I litigate a lot in federal court. All of our filings are done electronically, and when we have oral argument, the vast majority of the time that's done by phone or by WebEx. And virtually the only time I actually appear in court on the federal side is when the trial actually occurs. And the last statistics I saw here in Nebraska in federal courts, less than 1% of civil cases are filed actually make it to trial. So again, most of my time is not spent in court. It's spent literally working with clients, a lot of writing, and so writing skills are very important for the modern law firm and modern attorney.
And you're not working alone, you're part of a team.
Correct. That's for the client's best interest as well. We find a better work product for our clients when we work collaboratively as a team. And so, for example, I actually was in court yesterday, which doesn't happen very often, on a motion for a temporary restraining order. And so as part of our team, there were 3 attorneys, including myself, a paralegal, and a legal assistant. And so to prepare the necessary documents, the exhibits, to get the brief ready to go, to prepare for oral argument, to make sure everything is filed, it required all of us to work as a team to make sure that all the trains ran on time, to make sure that everything was appropriately filed.
Wow. Yeah, obviously it takes a lot of parts to make a law firm like this successful. I'd love to take a little virtual tour of the different careers you're going to find here.
Sure.
I'd love to start with, obviously, the core of everything is your legal team, your lawyers.
Yeah, so attorneys generally you have to have an undergraduate 4-year degree to get into law school. And so it doesn't matter what it is. Some people say, well, I want to major in pre-law or criminal justice. My advice to people is it doesn't matter. Choose your undergraduate career based on something that you have a passion for. What drives you, what interests you, because you're going to do well in that as opposed to being stuck in something you may not have an interest in. So get that 4-year degree, do as best as you can, and then apply to law school. And so when you get to law school, it's a 3-year degree. So you get another 3 years beyond that. And so those folks, attorneys, we have 25, and then while you're in law school, generally in the 2nd and 3rd year of law school, you start to specialize, find some areas within the law that interest you so you can specialize. In addition to the lawyers, we have support staff, and so we have legal assistants. Generally, all of them have at least 2-year degrees, many of them have 4-year degrees, and the reason for that is It's a very high level of thinking in trying to gather the documents that we may need. It's not just word processing, but it's filing, it's understanding basic legal concepts, it's understanding basic business concepts. And so legal professionals, legal assistants help the attorneys in those areas. And then we have paralegals. Paralegals almost always have at least usually a 4-year degree, and then they usually attend some type of paralegal school after that. And so they are assisting the attorneys with staffing cases, with filing documents, but also making sure that court filings, to the extent we attend trial, the paralegals will actually come to trial with us.
So this is really forming a team with your lawyer and then the paralegals helping to do the things that the lawyer couldn't do all on their own.
Correct. It's a team concept. So it requires all those individuals, all of those occupations. In addition to those 3 that I mentioned, we also have support staff at an administrative level. So we have an office administrator who oversees the employee benefits, who makes sure that, again, we have paper for the copiers, who makes sure that the office, the functions of the office are operating appropriately.
Now, on the administrative side of things, that's where somebody could get an internship maybe to explore whether this field is the right one for them.
Absolutely. The position at most law firms is called the runner position. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe back in the days they actually used to do a lot of running. But that position is often a college student who works part-time for us, maybe full-time during the summer, and they're performing various administrative tasks and maybe making a special delivery to a client that can't be made for whatever reason electronically. It may be delivering documents that can't be filed electronically. It may be scanning. A lot of what we do anymore we don't have traditional paper files. We're trying to get away from that, so it's electronic filing. So it's the scanning of those documents, categorizing of those documents, and performing various tasks at the law firm. And it's a great entry-level position for someone who wants to maybe explore law school, decide whether this is something for them, to see how a law firm operates on a day-to-day basis.
Well, Mark, thanks for taking me on the tour.
You. Yeah.
Thanks for explaining Rembolt Ludtke to me. If you got a problem, they got your back.